What's up, Brittany?
Hi.
We are officially launching the first episode of Women Behind the Weights. So welcome if you are new to the channel. Welcome back if you have been with us along for this long journey going on, I want to say 6+ years. So with that being said, we're kicking the year off. We are actually officially filming this on January 4th. It's a Sunday. So we're about to get back into the new routine of things for 2026.
Welcome to the Women Behind the Weights podcast, where we empower and inspire women to lift both weights and their voices. Each week, we explore the incredible journeys of women who are breaking barriers in the fitness world and making their mark. Join us for insightful discussions, inspiring stories, and practical tips that you can apply in your own life. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just starting your fitness journey, there's something here for everyone. Tune in to discover the stories that will ignite your passion, uplift your spirit, and remind you that you are lady strong. Let's lift each other up, one conversation at a time.
So that being said, I would like to recap 2025.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that I actually did a Instagram reel of a recap of 2025, and we launched off the year in January with us being on the Chicago News, Channel 5 News, announcing Geneva.
Yes.
We officially got the keys to Geneva in March. We did our soft opening in June, grand opening in August, and we've since then have hired and recruited new talent, and a lot of other things have transpired. So,
I mean, I think that not only did we open Geneva, it was in July, end of July was soft opening, but
Was it July?
it was July. June we started pre-sale.
That's right,
July was soft opening, but I think also too, after we finished in Geneva, we went back to Schaumburg and redid the lobby in Schaumburg too. So we gave the lobby in Schaumburg a facelift. We're able to add the consultation room in there and new flooring. So it was a busy year. It was an incredibly busy year. New team members, but I think same great experience for our members. I don't think that has ever changed. That's been the one constant I feel like that we've done really well at over the last year, is maintaining consistency when it comes to the experience that our ladies get, you know, when they step inside the doors.
Yeah. So shout out to, we have recruited Melissa Kokobi.
Oh, Maggie.
Maggie as well. And then Annalie. Yeah. So welcome, ladies. And then I know you had mentioned as well that you were really proud of our team who had led and trained those individuals to get up to speed to where they are today.
Yeah, but I'd also like to acknowledge a lot of the members of our team who've made movements in their roles at our studio. You know, moving Ella into the studio manager role in Schaumburg, moving Jess over to a brand new studio, which obviously none of us have ever done before, which was a feat in itself. Moving Caitlin into the lead trainer role over there, moving Allison into the lead trainer role over in Schaumburg. It's been really fun to see, you know, especially Jess, Ella, and Allison were all members of ours before, and now they're leading studios, which is pretty cool to see. So
so now that we recap what 2025 was like, there were some lessons that were learned along the way that I would like to talk about, because not only are they applicable to us in business, but also personal, that maybe for whoever who's listening in could perhaps do some fine tuning and or adjusting.
Yeah, I've always felt like fitness goals and business are very they're very synonymous. They're very much alike in a way of, you know, the same kind of routines and habits and patterns and things like that you have to have a successful business are the same that you have to have when you want to lose weight, when you want to build muscle, when you want a healthier lifestyle. I think that's where this piece of this conversation is going, is how those are the same and how you guys can apply the things that we have learned growing a business to make sure that we still prioritize ourselves.
So I would like to start because when we officially got the keys to Geneva, it was in March, and I knew right then and there my whole life was about to be a complete 180. So I went from, you know, I knew that I was meal prepping. I had a steady routine for my workouts. Everything was just very much so like by the book, and everything literally shifted overnight. And I knew I was willing to make I wanted to maintain the same routine that I had. And I just needed to figure out how do I do that without giving up things, right? Sacrifices. So I want to thank you because I still was able to meal prep. That never went away. Some people, I think that they use sometimes excuses like, well, I have a new job. I want to figure out what my routine is like. I didn't have time. I didn't want to figure it out. I wanted to just go through the motions and I'd figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, with having different contractors coming in at different times, I'm not in charge of their schedule. I'm not their boss. So I have to essentially like abide by their times. So if a plumber wanted to start work, which for them, it was like at 5 a.m., I needed to be there readily available for them at 5 a.m. So with that, I'm like, when do I get my workout in? That's literally like, it would be my workout time. So making changes, I was still able to work out. And then what's funny is that I got better results throughout that whole 6 months of building out Geneva prior to that. And the reason for that was that my strain was higher. I was burning more calories. I was doing a lot more labor intensive things throughout the day on top of what I did prior to that. So if looking back, I wouldn't change anything. If anything, I'm glad that I did make those type of sacrifices, because the last thing I wanted to do is look back at 6 months and be like, oh my God, I put on this weight. What do I do? I have to start all over. And I did not want to do that. So that was that. So I do want to shout out you as well, because for people that don't know, you lost 25 pounds last year. And I want to know, you doing pre-sales and you're in charge of leading the entire team. And it's like, I want you to share your wins and the lessons that you learned throughout that time as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of what you said is also true for me. Is at the end of the day, life will always life, whether you start a new job, whether you have a baby, whether your spouse changes jobs, like whatever happens. Like for us, it was opening another gym. For me, it was leading 2 teams at 2 separate facilities. I've never done anything like that before. It was a matter of like, okay, at the end of the day, I have to still make sure that I'm taking care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, that I'm still prioritizing the goals that I have for myself. And I'll be honest, in June and July and even into August, my priority wasn't losing weight. It was just maintaining a routine, getting up early in the mornings to go work out. I absolutely hate getting up at 4:00 in the morning. That is not an ideal situation for me, but pre-sale for me started at 9:00 and it went until 7:00 every single day of the week. And so I had to be up early because I had to be at the gym by 8:45 and I had to pack food. We had to prep food. We had to do all those things because it's a matter of like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be consistent? And I don't necessarily think that it's sacrificing anything. It was just more of making changes. You have to make adjustments when those things happen. So, but getting into, the weight loss side of things, for me, it was just a matter of like, I didn't feel good. I wasn't that I didn't like where I was at. That's not the case. It was more of like, I knew I could be healthier. I knew I could be better. I knew when I was doing my scans, things were not in the right direction. So it was like, I had to do something while maintaining running 2 gyms and also having a home life and a family. It was discipline. That was the word I was thinking when I was on the couch, was discipline. At the end of the day, you have to be disciplined if you want to see the progress that you want to see, irregardless of the circumstances that you're working through in life, because that will always happen.
Yeah. I also did things that I didn't want to do, to be honest with you, because I didn't have the opportunity to work out at home. I have an at-home gym or at Lady Strong Fitness Schaumburg, because I was actually doing both. And I literally had to uproot into a new environment, a new gym, a new facility. And it wasn't my choice. It was just the decision I had to make if I wanted to do it. So a $10 Planet Fitness membership is literally what I had to do. At 5:00 in the morning, I would literally open the doors for the plumbers, quickly run, get a workout in, go back. But it's like I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just, like I said, it's discipline. How disciplined are you willing to be to achieve the things that you want to achieve, or maintain the things that you want to maintain?
Yeah, I think for us, it was just an appointment we didn't want to miss. So moving on, now that we talked about that, I do want to talk about 2026 and some things to look forward to in the upcoming future and/or months.
Yeah.
We're kicking it off with our 21-day Strong Her Challenge that is beginning on Monday, January 12th for 21 days. So for those of you that have maybe never participated before, you do have to be Strong Her certified in order to utilize the axle bars, which is our miniature barbells that we have. That is your chance to take advantage of that opportunity and to gain strength, build muscle, reduce body fat, and increase muscle mass. So we've had a lot of women prior years that have came off of that particular challenge and did really well for themselves. So you do have to be Stronger certified. We do have one that's coming up.
Yes, January 10th. And you do, before you can take that certification, you do have to have 12 classes under your belt first. So for some of our newer ladies, you might not be able to participate in this challenge just yet, but that is strictly for safety reasons and nothing else other than that. I mean, if you're very new to fitness, the last thing we want to do is throw a barbell with bumper plates in your hand when, you know, you're just getting used to using dumbbells and kettlebells. So for those ladies who have completed their 12 classes, you're more than welcome to sign up on the app for the certification's happening January 10th, Saturday.
Hands down, it is one of our most successful challenges that we host. We do ask that you do an in-body scan prior to the challenge beginning. That is a non-negotiable. It's a prerequisite that you have to have in order to see those changes once you do re-scan at the end of the 21 days to see how much you have progressed within that 3 weeks. So super excited for that. We also have our S Cube fitness test, which is our stability, strength, and stamina fitness test that we have bi-quarterly. So the first one is taking place in January. It is going to be testing your body weight based on 4 different movements. It's typically your push, pull, squat, and press style motion. So I'm really excited for that because a lot of people have a tendency to go based on what's on the scale, but the numbers don't lie from your fitness journey as well. So we have you track progress within the test for those 4 movements. And then we reevaluate at the end of the quarter, those same movements that you did, just to see what it was at the beginning of the year or beginning of the quarter versus the end of the quarter. And if you have not done that before, it will be located in your fitness app. So really, really excited for that. So make sure to, we do have one on a Friday and then we also have one the previous Monday. So we do that for people that weren't able to participate that Friday or vice versa. So either way, super, super excited for that. So we're kicking things off from a fitness perspective in January. Am I forgetting anything that maybe should be acknowledged?
No, I think January is pretty set. We have the 21-day Stronger Challenge that you can sign up for. The signups are available at the desk at the studio front in the lobby at Schaumburg and at the desk in Geneva. Sign up does end for that on January 9th. I think this Friday is the last day to sign up. We are not taking any late signups this year for challenges. It just causes a nightmare. So make sure you guys get signed up by the deadlines. Don't waste time. This is a collectible sticker challenge for the 21-day Stronger Challenge. You guys are able to collect your stickers for that. And then, the stability test. I think the fitness tests are really fun because it's so cool. I always tell people that when I speak to them joining as a member, I always say, we'd like to give you an ROI on your investment, right? We want to make sure that you understand that the money that you're investing in this membership is paying you back in dividends, not only on your scans, but in your classes. And the S cubed tests are a great way to be able to see that your fitness level is progressing and not just like on a scan.
Yeah. Super exciting. Total Squirrel, I want to kind of rewind for a minute and I want you to share how the last challenge that we just completed wasn't really a challenge, but it was when you guys did your little...
the vision board.
Yes,
Yeah. So
that, please.
The mindful mentorship was hands down. We even did a survey. It was hands down one of the best things that we have chosen to do. Everybody that did the survey on that gave great feedback. And I think a lot of it had to do with the time of year, and the focus of the challenge was really not about losing weight or tracking food or anything like that. It was really about being intentional, being mindful, really looking at yourself internally, your habits, your patterns, your routines, your thought processes. Caitlin did an incredible job with journal prompts every day for the ladies that they could write in their journals. And Ella created the journals, which was great. It's actually off of a journal habit tracker that she actually has. So that was incredible. The vision board party was a ton of fun. We went around and shared. So we will definitely be doing that again this year. That was hands down one of the best things I think we did at the end of the year.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about, for maybe some of our new listeners, in order to, like, some advice you might have for them in order to be successful going into 2026?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest, there's probably like 5 or 6 things that come to mind. Number one is pre-book your classes. Pre-booking your classes sounds elementary to some people, but if you're not used to coming to a gym consistently, You will hear your green squad tell you every single day that consistency wins every time. If you can get consistent in coming to the gym, you have already gotten far ahead of a lot of people. So get on your app, pre-book your classes, at least for 2 to 3 weeks in advance. If you can do a month, man, you're killing it. But if you can do at least 2 or 3 weeks, you're doing good. That's number one. Number two is making sure that when you show up for class, I call it show up and show out. And that's okay if that day you're not feeling 100%. But as long as you're in class and you do your absolute best that day, that's what matters. Don't skip unless you're sick or injured, then you can. But if you're just in that mood of like, I just don't feel like it, then still come. Pro tip, a lot of people don't like working out in the morning, but actually Coach Majari brought this up on a call one time. And she talked about how your decision-making power diminishes as you go through the day. Meaning, if you work out in the morning, you haven't had to make any other decisions other than just going to the gym at that point in time in the day. So it's easier for you to make that decision. If at the end of the day, you've had to go to work, make decisions for your kids, your significant other, yourself, your decision-making power is depleted at that point in time. So it's a lot easier for people to skip the gym in the evening than it is in the morning because of that. And I was like, that makes total sense. So for those of you who say, I'm not a morning person or I can't work out in the morning, I think that's BS. Because I hated it too, but we did it for how long? So that's number two. Number three is get your scans done. Guys, like we send texts, we remind you guys, we do all these things, but yes, scans are just a piece. They're a metric and they don't tell you everything. They give you a pathway. They show you, is what you're doing working? They also give your coaches and us an opportunity to tell you how to move in the right direction when we see those things.
I have a testament that I would like to share, and I think you might know where I'm going with this, is my own in particular in-body scan that I just did not that long ago. I'll be honest with you. It's very rare that I do one. I do poorly at it. So I'm one of those people. However, it's always because I'm always maintaining, right? My goal is just to maintain. But I did recently change my goal within the last 3 months. And I'm just like, nothing's really changed. I see myself every day. I don't weigh myself, but I could just feel it. Nothing's really changed.
Well, and you were frustrated too, because you're like,
Yeah. And you're like, just get a scan,
like,
just get a
do a
scan.
scan.
You literally, I'm like, fine, I'll get the scan. And I was shocked, like completely shocked. I think I increased my muscle by 3 pounds. I decreased my body fat by 2.5%, all while I actually gained weight, which lets me know it was just purely muscle because it's definitely not fat. I mean, I don't really have fat. So I now it gets me excited for the next scan, just, knowing what I did. I put it off for so long. So if you're one of those people that are just like, nothing's changed, I can't see anything, please, I beg you, you would be completely shocked. Do
the scans. And even if you're worried if it's going to be bad, if it is bad, you know what? You got to do it. You got to do it anyways, because at the end of the day, we can't help you if we don't know what's going on. That's that one. Number 4 is definitely photos. Like photos. Please take photos. Even if you don't share them with us, we understand some people don't want to share those things. But I'm telling you right now, please take your photos because you'll be so thankful that you did. It reminds me of Carrie Trejo. I said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. But she posted in the group last week her photos. And the photos that she had from in August when she started with us in December were a 10-pound difference, but she slimmed down. And I'm so thankful that she took those photos because 10 pounds to some people is like, oh, that's not that much. But when you look at her pictures, you're like, holy crap, looks like you lost 30.
Yeah.
Take the picture.
Yeah. We don't ask that. You don't keep it confidential. You don't have to share it with us. But at the end of the day, it's just for your records only for you to look back on. So that way you can see what the progress was made over the course of, like Carrie did, the 3, 6, 12-month mark. So.
And the last one is, to me, is get involved and use the resources that you have available to you at this gym. You have a recovery room. If you're sore, if you're achy, if you're not feeling well, use the sauna, use the compression therapy, use the cold plunges. That is there for you guys to use. Yes, most people don't use them because it feels like an inconvenience to have to come in at another time and do it. But it's also very inconvenient when you're injured and sick and you're not taking care of your body and then you have to skip the gym.
Don't wait till you're injured and sick.
Right.
It's called preventative maintenance for a reason. So you want to make sure to do it prior to any issues occurring.
Right.
So I think for us, it's just like we take recovery. It's very high on our
absolutely.
And it's because, we don't skip out on doing our stretches before or after the workouts or even, the sauna. So it's like, it's just one of those things that's a non-negotiable for us. And I hope that you will consider on it being a non-negotiable for you as well. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wasn't done.
Okay.
Yeah. Use the resources, get involved in the challenges, sign up for things, attend events, get involved in the community, get involved in the group. The more connected you are with the community and the more connected you are with the Green Squad and the more connected you are at LSF, I promise you the easier this journey and process will be for you. And it will really become a lifestyle if you just plant your roots and let them grow in the community in all facets.
Yeah. And I think you're saying this from not just your own personal experience, but the experience of others. The most successful people that are in our program are the people that take advantage of everything. So there's something that I wanted to piggyback on going back. They say it takes like 21 days to create a habit. And I firmly believe that because of the new habit that we had to create by changing our schedule to the point where when I didn't have to be up as early as I did at 5 a.m., I was literally, my body was awake before my alarm clock, which lets me know I was doing it so consistently and making those changes. And I just wanted to share, it's just that small thing you think that doesn't really matter, but it does.
Yeah. A lot of times the reason that we don't do things is a lot of times it's fear. You're afraid that if I get up that early, I'm going to be tired for the rest of the day. I'm not going to have energy for anything else. You're afraid that, you know, oh, it's cold outside and I don't want to go because it's cold and it's dark. And a lot of times it's fear. But I feel like fear is just a feeling. It's not, nothing bad's going to happen to you by getting up early in the morning. What if something good happens? It's like you just have to reframe your mentality and reframe your mindset into something positive versus like, I'm scared, so I'm not going to do it.
I think for me, because you've shared the advice, I have some advice I would like to share as well. For those of you that may not know, I just turned 44 less than 2 months ago. And for me, I'm hoping that maybe someone that's listening in could perhaps do this as well. But for every workout that I go into, I set an intention. And prior to retiring, my intention was like, I need to win my next fight. Now that I'm retired, it's like my intentions have now changed. So now that I'm older, you know, my mobility, as you very well know, there's times where I go down the stairs and I'm like, oh my God. So it's like one intention might be, I just want to move better in my workout. It doesn't have to be the fastest. I don't have to keep up with anybody next to me, but it's just setting an intention of just moving good during my workout. I might have a different intention every single workout. It doesn't have to be the same intention, but just don't go through the motion. Like set an intention for yourself and be mindful of it. And I do that every single time because it helps me. If it's your kids, if it's for whomever, yourself, but always set an intention.
You said that.
Pick on me, aren't you?
No. You said that and it reminded me, and I can't believe I probably have never told you this before, but when you said set an intention for your workout, when I was in high school, I had a coach. Her name was Renee Bosch. Shout out to Renee. She probably will never see this, but every practice she would set sticky notes out and pens, and we would always have to write a goal for that practice on a sticky note and put it in our shoe. And we would have it in our shoe. And some of us would have we would have all these sticky notes in our shoes by the end of the week because we had so many. But that's a great idea. Like you have tennis shoes. Maybe maybe you bring a sticky note with you in your bag and a pen and you put a goal for that workout or your day. Maybe in the morning you put it in your shoe or you put it in your purse for that day for yourself. And it's just a good reminder of setting an intention for the day of what you want to accomplish for the day. It doesn't even have to be fitness related. It could just be your life goal or a daily goal, right? Maybe I want to get more water in. Maybe I want to spend more time with my kids at night. Maybe I want to be off my phone less. But that just, when you said that, it totally reminded me of that.
Yeah. And the last thing I have is making sure for whomever that's listening in, especially if you're new to just fitness in general, is not trying to do everything all at once, because that's going to definitely set you up for failure. Do things in moderation. Make sure you've mastered the one first before moving on to the next. Don't try to eat healthy and get all the workouts in and just do one thing at a time. Just work out, just move your body. Once you've set a consistent routine with that, then just start maybe just logging your meals if it's on a piece of paper or using an app, but it's just one thing at a time. Don't do everything at once. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to get stressed out. You're going to get anxiety. You're going to be like, by the end of like January, I'm done. I quit. And before you know it, 2027's coming around and you're like, okay, let's do it again. But it's like, no, just baby steps. Like you got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah. And that I think ties into everything that we just talked about, like how to set yourself up for success is like, just take it one step at a time. But please, 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 I beg you, get connected in the community. Get connected, get involved. It will make the days that you feel overwhelmed so much easier because 100%. There are so many people around you that feel the same exact way.
Yeah. I think this is a great way to end this episode. However, I want to keep you guys on the edge of your seats to discuss perhaps what the upcoming episodes will look like. So we're doing this on the season base. So we're going to have one season at a time, take some time off to then digress and then kind of pick up from there. So season 1 will have a total of 8 episodes. They'll be within duration of anywhere between 20 to 35 minutes. However, for episode 2, we're going to dive a little bit deeper of what the future looks like for Lady Strong Fitness. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping that maybe you guys will tune in at that point in time. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in today of another episode of Women Behind the Weights. Have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, ladies. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Women Behind the Weights podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from today's episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more women like you. Don't forget to connect with us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and to join our growing community. Remember, we're all in this together, and every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Until next time, keep lifting those weights and your voices. You've got this.